mighty griffin flies through the air at speeds unmatched by most other creatures. Riding it is a slender half-elf, bejeweled with necklaces, rings, and other trinkets. He kicks his feet up on the back of the griffin, a smirk on his face. Alec knew that Dell would find the map that their client desired, especially since Chirper and his gang were helping now. Alec took a glance over the side of the feathered beast to see how far they had gotten, seeing now the great bridge of Aramea sprawling over the water. Go ahead and head west, my dear friend. I do need to be in Omet before sundown. The griffin took a sharp turn near the coast of the island and began speeding to the west. Alec sat back comfortably, wondering how he was going to trick the client, a behemoth of a trading company, into using the map for his gain. You two look up down there. Leaf and Gabriel, you look up and you see Chirpers on the edge of the topmost level, bow trained down, and standing next to him is a tall Hakapowan woman. And in case y'all forgot, the Hakapow are the boat people that trade and do commerce, and they're very cool people. They travel the world on ships, basically.
I remember those.
Yeah. So, we're out of combat time. The monster is dead. What y'all doing?
Loot the body.
There's nothing on the body. I mean,
I know.
Do you want to collect, like, the... I don't know...
Dude,
the anatomy of it or something? Like...
I want some of that ooze. I'm gonna make some paralyzing arrows.
Huh.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Sample.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sample.
Alright, so both of you give me a nature check, then.
Oh boy, this is my area expertise. And I only got a 14. Motherfucker.
I got a 17.
Okay, yeah, so you two, you look up at the woman and Chirper, and you're about to ask a question when you look at each other, and you go, paralyzing arrows, and you turn around and you go over to the tentacles, and you begin to, like, what are y'all gonna do? Like, cut them off, or just, like, scoop some of the ooze out?
I feel like we're gonna be farmers for a second and scoop on some gloves, and then just start, like, milking these tentacles to get all of the ooze out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna put it in, like, a jar, and then we're just gonna dip all of our arrowheads in it.
Not
Okay.
all of them, just a few.
So you each pull out a jar, and you begin doing that. You begin massaging the ooze out. Chirper, Dell looks at you and says, "Oh, they're milking the carrion crawler? That's interesting. You have some interesting co-workers, Chirper." And she begins to walk down to you two. What are you doing, Chirper?
I'm currently pondering the existence of something called the roving mauler in D&D.
What's that?
It is essentially a lion's head with 5 legs situated in a ring around said head that just rolls around the earth.
Okay, sure, Chirper. So yeah, you just dangle your legs off the edge of this thing and ponder that for a bit. Leaf and Gabriel, you each get, Gabriel, you get 2 of the jars? So you have 2 jars of this, and Leaf, you get 3.
Alright.
So you have those. So write that on your sheet or whatever.
Yep.
Call it carrion goo. I'll remember that.
I said ooze, but...
That works too, yeah.
So, question, Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
So you said I took 7 poison damage, so how exactly does that work? Am I just, like, ticking down slowly?
No, so, it's just damage.
Die.
Yeah, it's just poison damage. What'd you say?
I said you take 10 and you die.
That's what I was like, is it like in Dark Souls? How, like, I slowly tick down? Is it like in Magic that, like, if I get, like, enough poison damage, I die?
Well, you see, that thing I made you take a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah.
That's a poison mechanic. So, like, when things like that happen, you make a saving throw to see if you resist it. And then on each of your turns, at the end of your turn, you try to save it again to see if it goes away.
Okay.
It's just the poison, instead of dealing damage to you, it just paralyzed you.
Okay.
Yeah. So you two finish up that, and Dell walks up to the... Actually, she hangs back with you, Chirper, for a second. And, she kind of gives you eyes like, who are these guys?
Come hither, eyes.
The walk with me eyes? What? So she actually does pull you with her. And once y'all get into the stairwell, you're out of sight of the other two. She kind of looks to you and says, so you never told me, why are you three here? What do they know?
Well, you see,
think of a voice. About as much as was it the meeting? The God, what was it called?
The Accord.
The Accord.
And
only what was told at the Accord.
Oh yes, I heard of this. Okay, so you are working with the authority of the dwarfs?
yes.
Yes.
This very unsure yes. She's like, okay. And she kind of looks at you and she goes, she just says, the mosaic?
Bless you.
Don't.
Chirper just points to the necklace around his neck.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they can't hear you. As far as you can tell, they don't know you're talking.
Yeah, but they can hear me now.
Oh, you're using that to talk to them? Oh.
No, hell no. They can't do that.
No, yeah, they can't. They don't have the necklace. Okay. So Zach, come with me into the secret room. So audience, me and Zach are going to a secret room so that the other two don't hear what Zach says.
Unless we invade it.
Please don't. Okay, what's up?
Welcome to the secret room.
So she puts her hand on her necklace.
Hey Dylan. But before we continue, what was the motto of the mosaic?
I don't actually remember, but basically the gist of it is
because I remember that one dude repeated it like 8 times.
Alec?
When I was trying to leave. Yeah, when I was trying to leave, he just kept repeating it.
Basically, it's you guys. What y'all do the most is find powerful artifacts. And Alec does something with them. Sometimes you guys will take one and you will never hear of it again. Sometimes you'll take it, give it to Alec, and it'll be in somebody else's hands. Alec mainly uses the mosaic as a way to keep power from any one person for too long, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're a spy network that pretty much everybody uses. So Alec knows basically the entire power struggle that's happening anywhere and everywhere, and he exploits it. And what he wanted you to do as part of the Accord is that the dwarves hired you guys to make sure a war would happen. The dwarves want war.
I remember this.
Yeah. And so Dell, she puts her hand on and she says, "What's up?"
Oh no, I was I just trying to keep things secret. I don't know how well they can actually hear. I don't know how they feel about the mosaic.
That is fair. Do they know of the mosaic?
They might know of its existence, but they do not know of my affiliation.
Yeah, Jesse, Gabriel definitely does not. Leaf might. Leaf is fairly worldly, but Gabriel is not. He's from the wasteland. So, what are we telling them? What do they think you are?
God damn it, Dylan. I don't remember the goal we had for coming into this cave in the first place.
So you guys were coming here to talk to the...
Sorry, it's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah. You guys came here to talk to the Lord of Silver Rock to discuss why a great army was coming over the bridge south of there. Coming into the Wild Isles was a great army. And Silver Rock told the dwarves about it. And you guys were supposed to come down here and figure out what this army was about, what they were doing. But you showed up and everything's in ruins. And in fact, Del says, I didn't tell you what happened here, did I, Chirper? Well, it wasn't the kobolds. I figured you could figure that out, but upstairs, it's a nightmare. Out in the main city, everything is burning. Everything is destroyed. There's no dwarves. They're all gone.
War?
I'm not sure. I actually came over the Great Bridge of Aramea myself only a few days before those crusaders did. I learned of their passing after I passed through, and I did not know of the crusaders amassing an army, but I think that is who did it. But I think we will find out more in the archive room. So let's get your friends, tell them whatever we need to tell them, and get to the archive room. That is why Alex sent me here. So let's do that, okay?
Fine, but mission accomplished.
How so?
I was sent here to ensure conflict, and conflict is here.
Yep, you're right. You were right. So let's hop back to the main room.
Okay.
Apology seems a lot more fun.
Yeah, that brings back memories of Mr. Landry.
Dude, I had Miss Fuck that bitch. I hope she's listening.
So, the two of you have just finished collecting your jars of poison when Chirper and the tall woman walk up.
Hello,
Hey.
greetings.
Hey,
Why is everybody dead? Can you tell us what happened to the dwarves?
Oh, well, I guess no introductions. I'm Del, by the way.
Oh,
Anyways, Bird, where have you been?
I just point to Dell.
Yes, me and Chirper, were above, in the room, just over there. It was an office of one of the dwarven overseers, and what are your names, by the way? I feel so weird that we just kind of skipped past the introduction part. I don't know why you did that. I am Del, and you two?
Gabriel Ice Runner at your service.
Okay, very uppity. And you, sir?
I'm Leaf.
Leaf.
You
Oh,
like
yes.
Dell, like Dell, like the laptop Dell.
It's short for Delaroon, but people just call me Del.
Okay.
Anyway, so me and Chip were above, and so I am here for a organization that is looking for certain information from the dwarves. My employer had learned that Silver Rock had fallen, so I was sent to do some digging and find some items for my employer. I can't be certain who did it, but I do believe it was Crusaders from the Cyrodic Empire.
Huh. The dudes that came across the bridge?
What was that?
The dudes that came across the bridge?
Yes, they did. I actually went across the bridge as well, and had learned of their passing just days before mine. But yes, from the Great Bridge of Aramea.
That's the name. Sorry, you'll have to forgive me. I'm new to this whole island thing.
Oh, yes. Oh, I see you are a Brinsic. Where are you from originally?
Well, me and my people, we come from the Frozen Wastes.
Oh, it's the Frozen Waste. I've been there twice, actually.
Yeah, it's a very shitty place. I'm glad we left.
Yes, it is. I'm glad you are able to say that of your homeland. Yes. Anyway,
Hey Dell,
Yes, Leaf.
do you have any idea how Bird got away from the flying swords and the room filled with kobolds?
That is curious.
Yes, well, he just came into the room I was in, just one floor above. I was in the office up there, see, and he, was in the big offices, and he walked in on me, so, yeah.
Did he fly up there?
I see what you meant, Chirpa, about the racism. Yeah, you need to work on that, Leaf. That's no good.
I nod sadly.
Anyways, carry on, Del.
So the top of this room, it has one way into the offices that that Del and Chirper came from. One tunnel is completely caved in, and then another one has a big open door. Del says, that is just living quarters, I believe. The archives are this way. Please, let us go.
Alright, lead the way.
Yeah, y'all are going with her?
What? Yeah.
Alright. So yeah, the alarm is not happening anymore. That was only in the production room. In the offices, Zach has been here before, but it's really just a bunch of wooden desk, actually stone desks that are like carved out of the floor, with chairs and all these things. It seems to be like an office where, you know, business was done, trade deals were, you know, created and all that. And you see that it has one tunnel, and the door is open. And on the other end of the room is a door that is not opened, and it seems to have a rather menacing-looking lock on it, actually.
So we made it to a door with a really menacing lock?
Yeah. And the other door's where Del came in from, she says.
Okay, so we try and pick lock this shit?
Yeah, who's taking this lock on?
Not me. I have walked into too many fucking traps.
Chirper?
Not doing it.
Would you like...
I just step up to it. Dylan, you remember my my magic item?
Yeah. So you make a sleight of hand check with advantage.
So do you have fingers or like claw things?
I have 3 talons that are
you have
very
gloves
dexterous.
over the talons?
You don't know that.
No, he does not. He does not appear to have gloves on.
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
Okay, yeah. So you fiddle with it for a bit. As he's doing that, Leaf and Gabriel, you kind of look at Del again, and you see that she has this large-ass blade on her back. You two have never seen a blade like it, but it's a katana. It's like, you know, it's sharpened on one end, while the other one is, left blunt. And she sees you eyeing it, and she turns and says, "Ah, yes, I found this in a long forgotten fort. Actually, on these same wild isles. Do you guys know of the abandoned forts and everything?" And y'all do.
Not.
Actually, Leaf does.
I do.
Leaf
I've
does.
heard about them vaguely.
Yeah, so like there's this whole thing that the Wild Isles of Dreund have been occupied once before by like a civilization a long time ago. There's forts and other sort of underground buildings everywhere. Ormal, the main city of the dwarves, is actually one of those same bunkers that the dwarves just kind of recreated for their own purposes. But yeah, she says, yeah, I found this actually just south of the Silverwind Dunes. You know, the desert that's right there. Yeah, it's a great little blade. She kind of pulls it out a little bit, and you see the red sheen along the edge of it. And then Chirper pops the lock off.
Mad proud.
Mad proud. So you guys come into this room, and it's much smaller than the one you were just in, but it has only 2 desks on the opposite wall. Both of them are completely bare. There's actually nothing in this room anymore besides the desks. And on the wall, opposite you guys, is this large, ornate door. It's actually silver. You think the entire thing is silver. And it's this like 5 foot by 10 foot door, right in front of you guys.
Can I inspect everything for traps?
Yeah, you can. Make me a perception check.
Hell yes. Oh, well, I see nothing.
18.
Oh, I got 11. I got an 11. That's
An 11? Okay.
I got an 18.
Okay.
Zach will see
I got
stuff.
a 12.
So yeah, the room is completely bare. And it seems recently that the room has been completely bare. Not like hours or days, but like a week, maybe.
Right.
And there's sort of a metallic stench to the air. It's weird. It smells like a mine in here, almost. Even though the room is completely worked, there's no natural parts of it. It smells like a mine.
Call it a mine.
What?
Sorry, Lord of the Rings. Anyway.
So, that's the room. The door, though, is this big, hulking door. And do any of you speak Dwarvish, by the way?
Me!
Let me see.
I do.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
And
Trevor?
I can even speak to Infernal Dwarves, too.
Nice.
I speak it, but I don't understand it.
Okay. Yeah, that's every language for you. Okay, so you two, and Dell, actually, you three look up across the door, and you see this large string of characters. The way that Dwarvish is kind of written, it's like very halting to read and stuff. So it's like you read one word at a time, but this is what it says. So I'm going to type it out first, and I'll get somebody to read it out loud.
Maybe we should all read it at the same time.
No.
Do you want whoever reads it to read it in a Scottish accent?
No, if anything, it's Russian, remember?
Oh, well, I could do that too, but I'm not going to be the one reading it, so it should probably be one of the other two for story reasons.
So the three of you look up and you see that, and Chirper, you actually look down because you don't recognize them as characters, and you see a few feet off the ground in the very center of the door is like a fist-sized hollow in it. It's flat on the bottom, but it's circular on top. So it looks like you're supposed to put something in there, but you don't know what. When Leaf, you read it. You read the first two lines, and then Jesse, you read the last two.
Hell yeah.
The sanguine bond of our birth, colored differently, though ours as beauty, some simplicity.
Ours are lights in the north, in the dust it comes forth.
It does come forth.
My bad.
I feel like I was doing like a high school reading, like the teacher called on me.
It sounded like it.
I mean, you're reading a language that you don't read or speak very often at all. So it was actually in character very well.
See, if it had been Inferno, it would have been different. She would have been fluent as fuck.
So what you're saying is it's supposed to be read like that one kid that you never wanted to hear read aloud in class?
Basically.
Would always be like super choppy with his reading.
So yeah, that is written there, and you now see the little hollow there, and Dell, she sighs, puts her head in her hand. I hate the jobs with the riddle doors. Oh, jeez.
We all know how we do with riddle doors.
Yeah, last time it was rough. Don't worry, Del. We're right there in the same boat with you.
And she's just like sitting on the desk, just like rubbing her temple. Such a complicated day. I cannot get over it.
It's Graves.
Make the skeleton say Graves. So yeah, you'll want to discuss the. You can do this out of character, in character. I don't care. Just try to solve.
Well, it says Sanguine Bond, so we need exquisite blood.
Is that the name of the card? Sanguine Bond?
Sanguine Bond and Exquisite Blood.
Fuck!
Wait a minute, I knew something about magic and Dylan didn't?
I know of the card, I just forgot that it was called Sanguine Bond. You got me.
This is a first. Sorry, I don't know anything about magic for the listener. I'm usually one that's clueless. Not that Dylan's clueless. So, okay, sanguine, that usually means blood. Does that mean we need to put some blood on it?
Try it.
I would not, Gabriel. It's dwarves. It's not going to be anything, too crazy, I have to imagine.
Oh. Well, then it's ore.
Lots of metal and rock.
Yeah, it's going to be an ore. Put some silver in it. Where's that silver at?
What does silver have to do with... Whatever.
Why? Yes, I agree with Chipper. Why silver?
I don't know.
Oh, well, okay, let's not just begin trying anything and everything. So, you think it is silver. Why?
I was just putting silver in there.
Birthstone.
Birthstone, yes. I'm a Scorpio. Why does it matter? So you think it is silver, and you said the sanguine bond of our birth. So you said that means ore. Okay, because they are born of the earth. And the
Lava.
blood. Okay, yes, I like that. Okay. So I agree, ore. I'm not entirely sold on silvers, though. But, Leaf, why don't you read that second line again?
It does say colored differently.
Though ours is beauty, some simplicity.
Okay, yes, so I remember this thing that dwarves, they each sort of, as clans, are drawn to one type of ore, as a clan, so this clan's is beauty, not simplicity?
For the listener, Dell, played by Dylan, is helping us out because the last time we fucked it up for like 30 minutes.
Sort of. That's sort of why she's here.
What are the odds that I have to take a shit before we solve this?
Slim
I think it's
shit.
very likely.
So
Anyway.
Yes, continue, Gabriel.
Well, I see a lot of silver. The mine that we came through, well, at least that Leaf and I got a peek into, was all filled with silver. So that's why I think silver.
Yes, and this, you know what this place is called?
Silver Rock,
Yes.
right next to the Silver Pine Forest.
No, no, it's not it. So the Silver Leaf Forest is a ways away, but the Silver Dust Dunes, is that the name of it? And she pulls out a map, and you actually see she has this incredibly detailed map of the surrounding area. And she pulls it out and she looks at Silver Wind Dunes, yes. Oh, ours alights in the north. North of here, Silver Wind Dunes. Gabriel, I think you got it.
Hell yeah.
But do you have any silver on you? I don't have any raw silver.
No.
I have a crowbar. You think it's made of silver?
I really doubt that.
No. Didn't we pass some giant silvery stuff?
Yeah, you were just in the production room.
I mean, we can go get some.
Yeah, so so Gabriel kind of just pounces back a few rooms, and you walk back into the production room, and right there's a big barrel, and it's full of raw silver ore. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna grab some.
Yeah, so you grab a fistful, you bring it back, and so you walk back in and you put it in the cubby.
Yep.
Okay, here goes. And you put it in, and yeah, it rumbles, sort of. The door sort of rumbles, and from the little hand thing, that goes down, and above opens up a door, and you guys can walk through.
Nice. I would like
I
to
will
say
say
that when
you
I
got that
initially said
really
silver-
quickly, Jesse.
Yeah, when I initially said silver, I did not mean for that to be so awesome.
I think we all knew that.
Yeah.
What?
That Jesse did was not confident that silver was the answer.
I know. When you just shouted it out, I was like, well, fuck me. But no, it's perfect. It's great. So yeah, so you go through this little small door, single file, and you see before you this
small room, very small room. The four of you standing there actually take up one of the walls. But in it is, let's see. So this is, Dell called this the archive room.
Dylan, just a heads up, I'm going to be using his brooch on literally everything in this room.
Okay. So, before you is this really small room. It's like 15 feet by 15 feet. But you see it has like a personal-sized lift in one corner of it. Big enough to literally bring one person up a level. But in the room is a lot of scrolls, it seems like. There's this table in the middle of the room, and it's covered in scrolls and parchment books, and Dell kind of claps her hands to herself and seems a little excited. She's kind of geeking out over this. Oh, these are the secrets of all the dwarves. At least the clan that inhabits these isles. I don't
Del
think...
sounds like waifu.
What?
I said Del sounds like a waifu.
What do you mean?
An anime wife?
He wants to fuck Dell, dude.
Like, are you saying she sounds like one?
Yeah, because she just geeked out. She just sounds like she would be just like anime wife material.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
She says...
Like, are you more of a tsundere man?
Yeah, sometimes.
Are you yandere? I don't remember all of them.
I think Yandere is the one that likes to get really, like, competitive and mad, right?
I thought that was tsundere.
Motherfucker, you just said I have to go soon, and then immediately goes off on a fucking anime tangent?
I don't like the one that gets angry and likes to compete a lot because she's better. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Dylan, these are the important questions. I like to know what kind of waifu Alonzo wants. I know he might be a Hinata man, but...
So Dell says, non-dwarven eyes have probably never seen any of this. And she goes, Gabriel is walking around with his brooch out. But Dell looks at the center of the table, this stone table that's carved out of the floor. And there's like a glowing purple rune on it. The room has one lone, ever-burning torch. So the room is just kind of in a warm glow. The door closed behind you. And Dell just kind of like moves some of the papers around. And she reveals the rune. And without even really thinking about it, she just puts her hand on it.
It's obviously a good idea.
Gabriel, in his heightened state of Travs, kind of like starts a little bit. Begins to like pull out his sword, like, oh shit. But what happens is an image, it's sort of like a hologram, is like projected out of this rune. And it has, let's see.
Bran Bronson.
Yeah. Wait, Bronson?
I don't know.
Bronze beard?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. It's sort of got so it's a map of the main island of the Wild Isles. That's the one that the dwarves control. And it's pretty detailed. It's got like major settlements of modern day. It's got Silver Rock. It's got Fort Ormal, Oaken Rest, Shady Rock, Goberev's Port, all these different things. But Dell notices that on the map are like these pinpoints of purple. And Fort Ormal is purple. So she says, this seems like a map of all of the ancient forts on the island. And you see there's like 10 or 15 different dots. And she actually pulls out her big map and begins... Fuck. That's so loud. I'm getting my highlighter. And she actually begins to mark these pinpoints on her map. And I'm going to do that and send it to you guys so you guys can see it too. But she has her map and she's like pointing out all these different things.
What are y'all doing in this room?
Still looking to see if there's any magical items.
Making sure you don't step on any traps.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm just following her, I guess.
Okay.
She
Are
knows
you
what the
trying to
fuck she's doing.
meet cute with her or something?
Trying to what?
Trying to slide into her DMs or whatever.
Oh, slide into her DMs for sure. I mean, if I can, I don't know how asexual we were going with this, but yeah, I'm gonna try.
No, I mean if you want to go for it, you can go for it. We'll see what happens.
Hello. I just creepily walk up behind her while she's looking at all this shit, marking all this stuff, getting her shit done, and I'm like, hello.
She doesn't even look up from her task, what she's doing, and she just says, "Hello, Leaf. Cheppa has told me very much about you.
Did he tell you how big my dick was?
He mentioned that he saw your penis, but he didn't mention its size, and honestly, I don't even desire to know, if I'm being honest."
I mean, alright. And I angrily just walk away.
Got him. And she finishes making the adjustments to her map, and she closes it. And she sees, or you all see, actually, Chirper, you're looking at this rune down there. And,
Yes, I am.
And you see that there's 3 runes are lit up, sort of. Do you want to press one?
I shouldn't, but I do. Just because you asked the question, I do.
Yeah. And that's to represent Chirper asking himself that question. Do I want to press one? So there's one that looks like a U, one that looks like a Z, and one that looks like a C and a D put together. Which one do you press?
The Z.
It's got to be the Z.
Okay, yeah. So you press the Z.
You already knew. You made that one the worst one because you already knew.
We all know what the coolest letter is.
So you press the little rune, and the hologram begins to dissipate, and then it just shows a picture or a hologram of a very small but very tall mountain range. It's only 5 mountains, but it's sticking out of the ground really, really tall. And Del looks up and, what is this? And you see that inside the mountain, it's got this incredibly detailed hologram of these mountains, showing even trees that are coming off of it. But then underneath the mountain, inside each mountain, the biggest one that's in the middle, it's sort of hollowed out, and it shows you a facility in this mountain. It doesn't say what mountain it is or where it even is, but you just see this hologram of this enormous facility in this one mountain.
I will take a mental note of it.
Okay, write that in your inventory.
Did Del point that out? Is it one?
I mean, you all see it. It's rather obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you press a different button, Chirper?
I hit the CD one.
Okay. Yeah, so you press that, and the hologram shuts off. And the torchlight kind of becomes more dominant, and you can see the rest of the room now. Again, rather. And Chirper, you see where your hand was? This short... Zach, why don't you describe this book? This is going to be important for your... I'm setting up your level up and your subclass that you wanted to choose. And for that, you're going to need a spell book. So what does this book look like?
Alright, it's a... it's kind of a dark, faded, leather-bound thing. Nothing discernible on the outside. But when you open up the front page, it just has a hand. It has 2 hands, 2 palms,
and a pentagram.
One with an eye in the middle, and the other with a blade.
All right, yeah, perfect.
You see the camera sees that, and you kind of tuck it into your pack. When Dell,
My tunic,
your tunic.
because everyone knows birds can't wear pants.
What a stupidly true thing to say.
I mean, how stupid would it look for any anthropomorphic bird to wear pants?
Yeah, basically. And so you pocket that book. Jesse, you're walking around holding up your brooch to everything.
Yeah.
You come across like a pile of scrolls that are giving off a magical vibe.
Yeah.
But beyond that, nothing else.
Alright, I want to look at these magical vibey scrolls.
Yeah, so you're looking at them, and you can't... Maybe an Arcana check.
Alright, I know a bunch of different languages, so...
Yeah, but it's more... Can you read magic?
But where to go?
It can be a lot harder than reading music.
18.
18? Okay. Yeah, these are scrolls of magic use. Some of these have spells on them. You can't really tell exactly what yet, but you have 4 of them. You can maybe show them to Dell. She might know, but you don't know exactly what they would be.
Alright, so I'll just call these unknown spell scrolls.
Yeah, 4.
Dope.
And so Dell finishes writing something in her notebook, and she says, well, this is what I came for. I did not imagine something so crazy. And she looks at you two, at Leaf and Gabriel, kind of gives you a weird look, and says, why don't you 3 go up the lift while I look over the rest of these books and things, figure out if there is a way out of here. Sounds
Who's going to
good?
betray us? I know she is.
I'm not going to do that. I mean, you don't have to. You can wait here while I go through all these things.
No,
Alright,
I mean,
I'll go up the left. That's what that sounds
In
like.
fact, it seems like this place, we have the riddle door. I highly doubt a kobold is going to get through that. And then this lift, she looks up, and it's completely sealed. I think it only opens from down here, so if you want, you can sit. I need to read these things. This is my job. I have to do my job. But,
I
if
get
you want...
real close to her, and I'm like, alright. But I have my eye on you, and I do the little eye thing with the fingers.
She pushes you back away. Says, okay, buddy. Fine. If you want, you can read this. Help me find what I'm looking for. Good?
Nah, I'm just gonna go up the lift.
Can you even read Leaf?
Yeah, some stuff. I don't like to.
That's fair. Jesse and Zach, do y'all want to stay here, or do you want to just keep going? You can stay here and level up.
I want to read this book.
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yo, I totally didn't... I forgot that I have this unidentified religious symbol.
Oh yeah, you do. Do you
Could just...
want to show that to Dell?
Yeah, yo, Dell, I got a bunch of things. I got this symbol. It's religious. I found it on a priesty kobold, and then I got these scrolls. Can you read this?
Oh, yes. So, the scrolls I'll do in a bit, but I can just tell you that symbol, I saw it on some of the other kobolds as well. Yes, that is the cult of, I think it's the flame? It's something lame like that, cult of the flame. You know, it's anything.
Right.
Regardless, I believe that is a kobold religion. In fact, it's not flame, because it is... I think it is a blue dragon? Green dragon? It's one of those two. Yes, so there's that. Thanks for listening to this episode of Quispy's Castle. Be sure to check us out on Twitter at Dunder Shows. DUNDER Shows. Where you will find our news, memes, muckery, all that sort of stuff. And if you like what you heard, give us a review on iTunes. That is one of the greatest ways that you can support this show. And if you liked this show, check out Dungeon Derailed, our other actual play podcast. If you enjoy wacky, zany adventures in sci-fi worlds, Star Wars, World of Warcraft, modern day, go check out Dungeon Derailed. And lastly, be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Dungeon Derailed.